I'm just a little late. I apologize. Ash is here. Hey, Ash. How are you? How is everyone? It is Labor Day here. Labor Day officially, unofficially, marks the, give me 1 second, marks the end of summer. Of course, non officially, we have the solstice. I'm sorry, the equinox coming up. I'm going to bring up my desktop in case we have a conversation, just a little easier to see. We get away from Ash. Appreciate you being here, my friend. So Labor Day, some big things happening. We'll see if anyone shows up, wants to have a conversation, talk about some stuff, maybe some weird stuff. I just did a short video for my members channel, whatever it's called, chapter. And I was talking about, hey, Austin, how are you? I didn't see you come in. Eric Lapointe, fresh off of 1,000 one-pump burpees. Can you guys imagine that? Anyone get a chance to check him out? Eric Point says, hey, Ash and Austin. How you feeling, Eric? Have things starting to stiffen up a bit? Eric Point says Ash was there. I saw it. I saw Flower was there. Ash says, hey, Eric, saw you live. Well done. And Eric says he's great, feeling great. Well, that'll wear off, unfortunately. No matter how you feel tomorrow, get something done. Even if it's just 10 burpees, jumping jacks, running in place, definitely get into some, even if it's just walking tomorrow, definitely get something done. Ash says, wish Flower was here. When I ask her for her Viber, she might show up. I saw she was cheering on Eric Lapointe, so yeah, I made it a point after every one of my races to the next day get out and do something because I knew I'd feel better. Also says hi to everyone, says hi to Eric. What's new, Austin? Eric Lapointe is going to do a post 1,000 rep burpee cookout. Man, if there's ever a window for eating whatever you wanted, this would be it. Austin says, how you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Got my own workout in, got my yoga in, got my meditation in. So, man, this is just cruising time now. From this point on, it's all, I don't want to say downhill, but manageable. I'm easing towards the end of my day, and it's only 1 o'clock. Imagine that. Skits is here, says hi, Eric, and chat. Hope you all are having a great day. Thank you, Skits. It's It's been a big day. It's been a big day. Eric LaPointe just got 1,000 one-pump burpees. I'm going to check out Skitz's channel real quick. 29 subs. Guys, we are 21 reps away from hitting 50. That's the goal. And our friend Austin is at 510 subscribers. If you're not subscribed to Austin, if you're not subscribed to Skits, please do. It's 7 p.m. there. Man, I will already be getting ready to go to sleep by 7 p.m. Skit says 1,000. Wow, congrats, Eric LaPointe. That's awesome, brother. Yeah, it is. That is the holy grail of burpeedom, of the burpee community. Michael's here. Michael says, good afternoon, Yogi. Hope you're doing well. I am, Michael. How about you? Ash says, this live is part of getting ready to sleep. I've been told that before. As a matter of fact, I got a bit of a shout out on Eric LaPointe's live stream for helping him fall asleep and missing a day of burpees, ending the streak. Can you guys imagine if Cal Ripken had been listening to one of my live streams during his playing days? What might have happened? He might have fallen asleep and missed the game. Cal Ripken, by the way, for those who don't follow baseball, which is me, the only reason I know it is because Cal Ripken, local Baltimore Orioles. I used to drive by his house, and man, it was a huge mansion. It's almost embarrassingly so that someone equates wealth with that type of housing. Let's see. Michael says, hey, Austin, congrats on reaching 500. I'm doing good. Just been dealing with the raccoon in my attic. I'm almost positive I got raccoons, squirrels, maybe a snake or two in my attic. Who knows what else? I figure, hey, they don't bother me. I'm not going to bother them. So far, we've both decided on ignoring each other. We got some laughing emojis from Eric LaPointe. And he says, true. Austin is on the road to 1K now. 1K and some watch hours. So check out some of his videos. Shorts are great, but you don't get watch hours for shorts. So make sure, click on one of his live streams, participate in one of his live streams, and watch some of the longer form videos. I think you need, I forget how many. Is it 100,000 YouTube short videos in order to get monetized? And that just seems a lot. Eric Point says shorts are good for connecting. They're good for connecting, man, and I love the artistry of doing shorts. But they also count as views, and that's helpful. Michael says, well, this raccoon has been waking me up, banging around, so it's time for his eviction notice. Or they start paying rent. Seems only fair. Let's see. Eric Point says, I think it's 3 million. So yeah, 3 million subs, 3 million watches on a YouTube Shorts in general to get monetized. Versus 3,000 and 4,000 watch hours. Now, of course, if you're, if a short goes viral, you might get that in one shot. You never know. I have not had that good fortune yet. I think one of my highest shorts has been like 6,000. For a while, I was averaging like 4,000. For whatever reason, the algorithms frowned upon me. Ash says, I have to go. Need to study for a test tomorrow. If Flower shows up, my Discord is, I won't read it out loud, but I will point her up there. Could you pin this message so she sees it? I don't know. I could. Is that safe though? Try to keep that stuff in mind. Ash, what I'll do is if Flower shows up, I'll point it to her. I'll point it out to her. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what Discord really is. I know it's been suggested, but I try not to add anything into my life. As awful as that sounds, not adding stuff into your life. Things get added in my life and I adjust. But I don't purposely feel the need to seek out. Ash says, alrighty, thank you. You're welcome. Just says bye. Take care, Ash. Yeah, actually the opposite for me. My goal is just adjusting this a bit. My goal is to seek out the things that I no longer need, that no longer serve me, and either give them away or just get rid of them entirely, depending on what it is. I mentioned before sharing a home with my brother because we both inherited a house and decided we both love living here. It's easier to split expenses. But if it was up for me, yeah, I'd get rid of everything but internet. Don't need cable TV. Definitely don't need. We have a landline that we had because my father needed it. But I'd get rid of all that and just have the basic internet. Let's see. MF Dredson's here. Says, "What up, fam?" Dredson, how are you? How are your workouts going? So for those in the States, again, happy Labor Day. End of the official, non-official, or non-official, official end of summer. Meteorologists always say the beginning, first day of September is actually the beginning of autumn. That they go by trends. Weather trends, heat, all that stuff. But of course, the official, according to the Gregorian calendar and position of the Earth around the sun, right, is on the 22nd this year. Austin says, I got 320 watch hours now. So you need 490 more subs and 2,680. Man, how's that for doing math in your head? Watch hours. That's doable. We can get you there. By we, the collective community. Let's see. Maruko. I've been practicing. We get a wave. How are you, my friend? Appreciate you coming back. I imagine we're going to have a lot of people doing cookouts and stuff today, so might have a limited amount of friends coming in, which is fine. We'll end the live stream a bit early. I'll take care of some stuff. I'll be back later, but I'd like to shoot for maybe 45 minutes, a half hour more, maybe an hour. If anyone does cruise in and you're not subscribed to Skits or Austin, please do. Maruko gives us a heart emoji. Appreciate that. Eric Point says, hey, Dreadson and Maruko. It helps for me to say it fast and not think about pronouncing it. As soon as I think, all right, and I break it down, I know I'm going to lose it. So I mentioned on the members channel that I did a video for yogic psychology, which is basically just yoga. We say yogic psychology, but it's easy just to say yoga. It's the same thing. The only reason to truly do yoga, the only way you can do yoga is to approach it from the point of psychological change. We're evening out the mind so that we see life differently. And by seeing life differently, we get to participate with life on an entirely different plane than what we're used to doing every day. Because even if you think your life is great, every day it's going to be a mess because we're entangled in our thought process, which doesn't do us any favors at all. Eric Point says, yeah, that was me today, and William Downey is in. Hey guys, how are we doing today? We're doing good. Eric Point is doing good because he's no longer doing burpees for today. His burpee day is over, and it was 1,000 reps. Although you never know. After the cookout, Eric Lapointe might be feeling nourished and rested and say, you know what? I'm going to knock out a dozen or so wood splitters. Warren says, well, nice. It's definitely an endurance feat. As well as, they say in ultra running, you run 100 miles, that the first 40 miles, some say 50, I've mainly heard it 40. First 40 miles is physical. The next 60 miles is all mental. So my thoughts, probably Eric Lapointe, the first physical, the first 500 were physical. The last 500, all mental. Oops. I think I accidentally... deleted a message. I apologize. William says, anyone got plans for today? I was trying to click on Brian Lane's link and I messed up. These are my plans, William. This is it. Thanks for dropping that link. We got a link of a new burpee practitioner, Burpees Fitness. Just subscribed. Brian says he can use sub. 2 people. Hey, are you subscribed to Skits? And are you subscribed to Austin? So I went to click on the link Brian gave us, and then the chat moved up, and it put me right on William's comment, and something funky happened. So hopefully, um, everything's cool. Easy Breezy's back. Hello, my friend. Says, Herrick, do you play any instruments? Sadly, I don't. I wish I did. I can play the first part of Silent Night on a harmonica. Eric Point says it's cool. There we go. I see the mistake that I made. William says, I'm going to go to a brunch with wife and mother-in-law. Nice. Nice Labor Day brunch. I'm going to brunch next Sunday with Mocha. It's going to be first pancake day for me and probably 6 months more. Eric Point says, I've done it also. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. I think I also inadvertently took away William's mod status, so I just fixed it. A combination of my technical deficiencies and the conversation moving. Eric Point says, I was an accident? Austin says, how was your weekend, Yogi? My weekend was good. Unfortunately, I didn't have it with Mocha, so we didn't do our usual stuff together. She went to the beach, North Carolina, Nags Head, which is a beautiful beach. If I had not inherited my house, I might have, or if I wasn't able to split the expenses with my brother, I thought about selling it and buying a mobile home and moving to North Carolina and spending the summers in the mountain area, Smokies, and the winters along the shore, along Nags Head. Brian says, have a great time with William. Austin, how about you? How was your weekend? Night Watch is here. Night Watch has been making forums. I don't know what that means. Skid says hi to Brian and William. William says, thanks, Big B. For moderator applications. Still don't know what that means. Oh, Brian says, like the groundhog short. Eric, thanks, Brian. Man, I went all summer without a single groundhog. I got a bunch in spring, and then I didn't see them for a long time. Night Watcher's saying hi to Skits. Skits said hi to Night Watcher. I've gotten lots of toads the past 2 days as well. And then I got that frog shot in the pond. I've waited all summer for that as well, being very patient because they're so skittish. Eric Point says, nice. Skit says, Eric, if you don't play an instrument, why don't you learn? Also, do you listen to any music? If so, what do you listen to? I listen to a lot of music. It's a good question about why I don't learn. I have the time. Probably, I'm tempted to say laziness, but not so much laziness as my day seems full, so full from one thing to the next, all the stuff that I enjoy. But I should think about it. Um, and yeah, my entire life has been music based. From a kid listening to my mom playing classical music, she got a musical scholarship playing clarinet. Um, and my dad loved, well, I say old country music, but for him, it wasn't old country music, it was current country music. Um, and then, of course, having an older sister and older brother and being influenced by what they listened to, which was Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, all through the 70s. And then being of age in the 80s, I started going to Grateful Dead shows, actually. Absolutely loved it. Spent, man, over 10 years going to as many Dead shows as I could. Nowadays, although I still love all that stuff, I find myself spending more time listening to classical music again and falling in love with jazz. Absolutely love jazz music. John Coltrane, Red Garland, Miles Davis. Let's see. Austin says his weekend was great. Thanks for asking. I'm glad you had a good weekend. Brian says Donnie Law lives up in the Appalachian Mountains. He got some of the best nature videos here. Yeah, you got me subscribed to him. You shared with me his link, and I really enjoy his stuff. And I agree, he does have some of the best stuff. Plus, just listen to him talk. Squirrel Sniper's here, says beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Hey, Squirrel Sniper, how was your night with your daughter? Learning the constellations. Donnie says, or I'm sorry, Brian says, Donnie Law calls his groundhogs in his videos Dirty Dan. I have not named mine. I actually have two that I see now on a regular basis. Brian says, that's great, Eric. I'll have to check that out. Frog and Toad video. Yeah, the frog was, I posted that last week, and I did a Toad video this morning. William says, have to get ready to go to brunch. I will see you this afternoon. Hey, Brian, William, have a good time. Have a good brunch. I hope you ordered something besides eggs. Brian says, hey, Eric, I think practicing the double Navy SEALs helped me sleep a little longer. I could see that. Definitely gets you tired. Practice in Navy SEALs, especially double Navy SEALs, is almost like doing extended breath work. Really, it's a form of yoga. It's good says, thanks for sharing that, Eric. I love that music. It was such a huge part of your life, and your mom having a music scholarship, that is so cool. Yeah, you know what? Oddly enough, she didn't play as much after she got out of college. I don't know why. I could probably only think of a handful of times listening to her play the piano or the clarinet. She actually gave her clarinet away to one of my cousins, but she always had music playing. And she was always singing. Brian says, hey, Eric used a Eddie Guerrero old WCW theme in my double Navy SEAL short. Yesterday was a good song. I'm going to have to check that out. Man, Eddie Guerrero. Haven't heard that name for a couple years. Unfortunately, he passed away too soon. He was a high flyer. Skid says, how's it going, Brian? Brian says, great. Awesome. Brian just subscribed to Skits. Hey, Brian, are you subscribed to Austin? Skits is at 30. Guys, we're 20 away. Sniper says, greeting the skits. So Squirrel Sniper stepped outside last night with his daughter on a clear night in England, looking at the sky, and he was teaching her the constellations. As I mentioned yesterday, that is it's definitely a memory his daughter's going to carry forever. Sniper says, hey there to Brian Lane. Hope you have a great start to another beautiful week. Hey, Castle, how are you? Castle says, good day, Yogi in chat. Skits is at 300. Says, thanks, everyone. I'm sorry, 30. If anyone who just popped in or anyone watching, if you could subscribe to our friend Skits, Sean, as well as Austin. Austin just dropped his link to make it easier for you guys. Eric Point says, I love that Squirrel Sniper. Yeah, again, what a beautiful memory to create with your kids. Brian says, thanks. Squirrel Sniper, wishing the same to him. Austin says, hi to Castle. Brian says, to Austin, I subbed. Nice. For anyone just coming in, I can't say this too many times because it's such an impressive feat. Eric Lapointe is fresh off of 1,000 burpees. Of course, it was 1 burpee a day for 1,000 days. That doesn't sound quite as impressive. No, it was 1,000 burpees in a row, 1 session. All outside, nothing but work. Hey, you know what? Even 1 burpee a day for 1,000 days is a feat. Get a laughing emoji from Eric Lapointe. Speaking of which, I'm actually 20 days away from doing 1,000 days of burpees in a row. The past few weeks, my burpee sessions haven't been all that intense because I've been doing some kettlebell stuff, but I'm doing my best to keep that streak alive. I don't know why. I thought about making it to 999 days and then saying, I don't care about streaks, and walking away. Leaving my burpee shoes on the mat like the wrestlers do in the Olympics. But I do find myself letting the whole concept of a streak go little by little. And I think at a certain point in life, there is a turning point where, we spend the first half of our life accumulating stuff, all kinds of stuff, but most specifically, psychological stuff, emotional stuff, and none of it is needed, and all of it burdens us. When Jesus said that it is easier, what was the saying? Easier for a camel to pass through a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. It wasn't so much talking about not being rich, that it's a sin to be rich. He wasn't talking about having too much. He was talking about our attachment to too much. That when we are attached to the things of this world, we act accordingly. And that keeps us from being able to enter the kingdom of heaven. Also remember that Jesus, spoken as a wise yogi, said that the kingdom of heaven is within. So how can you not get to heaven as a rich man if the kingdom of heaven is within? Because you got too much stuff, too much psychological stuff to even be able to see it. So we spend the first half collecting stuff, then we should spend the second half letting stuff go, letting our emotion. My thoughts don't even wait for the second half, because who knows when that second half might be. The Toltec tradition, Carlos Castaneda, and the teachings of Don Juan talked about how death is always present on our left side, waiting to tap us on our shoulder at any moment, and we never know when. Although my meditation teacher, Deepak Chopra, says he knows the exact day and moment that he's going to die. Austin says, thanks, great Eric. Eric says, it's whatever you think is right. I agree. Skid says, hey, Austin, yeah, I'm good. Thanks, brother. How are you? And Austin says he's doing great. So thanks for asking. So he also said, knowing that death is always present. This was Don Juan to Carlos Castaneda. Take it on as an advisor, because it shows you exactly what's important. If you're in an argument with your loved one, and it is, and you know deep down it's a ridiculous argument, but for whatever reason, you can't let it go. If you turn to your left and you ask death, how important is this argument? How important is it to me to be right? And death simply smiles. It's not very important. Always more important to be kind than it is to be right. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be right. It doesn't mean that you're not going to know that you're right. You just don't have to insist upon it for the sake of making someone else wrong. Because when you make someone else wrong, then you've made someone in some way feel inferior. And there's going to be that resentment. And resentments are never one-sided. Not in relationships like that. Our friend Vamps is here. Vamps, how are you? Vamps says, hi there, lovely people, and hi there, lovely Vamps. I saw you hanging out with Eric Lapointe. Eric Lapointe says, a 999 walkway sounds badass. Taking off my burpee shoes. Remember, was it Roland Gardner in the Olympics, Greco-Roman? When he retired, although he came out of retirement, I would have to take off my Vibram 5 fingers and leave them on the edge of my burpee mat. It would be Eric, it would be a mental exercise. Am I attached to 1,000 reps? And if I'm attached to it, then I don't make my way into burpee heaven, because I would consider myself a rich man, so to speak. My ego would be too big. It would be too busy holding on to a burpee reputation that doesn't even really exist. None of our reputations do. It's all a thought. Everything we're experiencing is a thought. In the absence of that thought, what's left? Pure awareness, unvarnished. Another word for pure awareness would be unconditional love. So you can experience unconditional love any moment by giving up thought. Doesn't mean not having a thought, but giving up our attachment to thought. Just because we think something is this way doesn't mean it is this way. We only see a very, very, Squirrel Snipers talked about this before. We only see a little bit of reality. So thin, it's not even really reality. Eric Lapointe says, thanks for the support. Vamps, aka Goldie, has always been there for all of us. Brian says, love your Christmas tree video on the point. I have a small cypress Christmas tree here. Nice. The one and only Nicole. How are you, my friend? Rumor has it there might be two. I don't want to start trouble. I'm just saying. I've heard that there might be another Nicole. Bam says hi there to Brian Lane. Skits is laughing. Hey, Vamps, are you subscribed to Skits? We're doing our best to hit 50. So we can do a live stream. And speaking of subscribers, Brian Lane is at 954. He's going to be the next to hit 1K. I hope. Brian's got such a positive message to share with people. Inspiring and motivating. However, it's also it's got a deep spiritual message to share with people. His connection with nature, meditation, breath work, how he views burpees, very unique. Brian reminds me of a national Tao master. Brian says he'll get that 1K. Yeah, it's coming up, that's for sure. Brian's been gaining steadily. I don't remember how long it's been since I met Brian. It's definitely over a year, I believe. I think. He had under 100 at that time. I love how Brian will sit in a chair, look directly at a camera, and unflinchingly tell you his story. No excuses, no apologies, no shame. This is it. This is how I messed up. This is how I suffered because of messing up. And this is how I got better. And I still struggle. Brian says, well, Eric, I kind of quit talking much about sobriety because I smoke a little pot and have a beer sometimes, but I'm going on a 3-year clean from the drugs. Hey, in my opinion, it's for you, it's still sobriety because of what you've been through. And if it's helping you, if you're not struggling with it, it's the same Eric Point says. That counts in my book. A few years ago, I started smoking a little bit of pot after a long absence. And of course, 20 years away from drinking. It didn't take me too long to realize that I hadn't been missing it and didn't particularly need it or want it. It spaced me out during my meditation. This is why Huxley in The Doors of Perception said that plant medicine can definitely open up a door to a different reality, a different perception. However, it's the same door every single time. But when you meditate, you go to deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper levels of consciousness. Infinitely so. This is what in Tibetan Buddhism they call the bardos, the layers, spaces. With this life being a bardo. So there was a bardo before this one. There's a bardo after. Hey, Asia, how are you? What's new? Asia says, howdy, y'all. Eric Point says hi to Asia. Brian says, not really struggling with that. No, but the people at my job like to slam shots after work. I just sometimes have a beer or nothing. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm glad I left that behind. You and I have talked about that before. Um, when I quit drinking, I thought, well, I could still maintain the social aspect, still go to bars. I have the discipline not to drink. I don't feel the need to drink anymore. So I would go to the bar, and I found out that for me, sobriety meant being away from the entirety of that situation. It's not that I felt drawn to drink, it's that I no longer belonged. Um, for me, sobriety was a gift. It came unbidden. I wasn't trying to quit. I didn't go on any type of uh, rehab. I didn't go to meetings. It simply, on one occasion, dropped completely from my life. And in that moment, I knew I didn't never had to take a drink again if I didn't want to, and I decided not to. But when I made that choice, I didn't realize that meant giving up everything that came before. I actually became a little lonely, but not in a bad way. We always think of lonely as being this horrible condition. We even say there's an epidemic of loneliness. And the reason why is because people don't like who they are. They don't like who they're left alone with. This version of themselves. However, when you do start practicing unconditional love, sometimes it's the first person, sometimes it's the last person, but you fall in love with yourself. The small, fragile, egoic self and the larger, infinite, unconditional loving self. Both. You see all of your frailties. You see all of your um, cracks, all of the armor that you've put up to keep from being vulnerable, to keep from being hurt. You see all of that, and you love that poor guy who was so lonely, so afraid, so fearful, and believing all the things he or she thinks they are. And this overwhelming tenderness fills your heart, and you just want to give yourself in your head, although you can do it in person, you just want to give yourself a huge hug and hold yourself. Say, you know what? It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. So Asia says, how are you, Eric? I'm doing pretty good. If you're asking how Eric Lapointe is doing, Eric Lapointe is doing fantastic because he got 1,000 burpees today. Today. Not 1,000 lifetime burpees, 1,000 burpees today. Skid says, Brian, I have similar circumstances. I used to be on many different drugs a few years ago, but now I just smoke pot. That is all. That is all. You should be proud of where you are now, brother. Especially if you hear his story, if you hear him talk about it. Brian says, thanks, Skits. Glad you two are off the drugs. Hey, if smoking pot doesn't rob you of your creativity, it doesn't take away your inspiration, if it doesn't if you're meditating, if it doesn't interfere with that, it's not a problem. Ramashri says, Namaste, Yogi. Namaste to you, my friend. Welcome back. Appreciate you being here. And how are you? Brian says, you're welcome, Skits. Same here. Oh, Skits says, thanks, Brian. I'm glad to meet people like yourself on a similar journey. Yeah, hey, Skits, I hope you spent some time on Brian's channel. He is a deeply, deeply spiritual person, connected to nature, spends time cultivating a sense of peacefulness, a sense of kindness. Master Sergeant retired. Mocha is here. Mocha might still be in the great state of North Carolina. Ramashri says, hi to Brian. Oh, Eric Point says, yes, Asia was there, and I greatly appreciate that. Nice. Thanks for showing up, Asia. Oh, I didn't see that. Milka will not be home until tomorrow. Um, today's flight was indefinitely delayed. Well, what? Oh, I guess Labor Day stuff, maybe. Sorry about that, Milka. Ramashri says, thanks for having me, Yogi. I'm okay. And Eric Point says, that stinks, Milka. Yeah, it does. How can something be indefinitely delayed? Brian says, it doesn't really, but there are times when I don't want to make any videos talking much. That's understandable. And Milka says, it really does, Eric LP. And Brian says, they're smoking pot. I found that when I reintroduced it, it gave a little spark to creativity, but then everything just bottomed out. So I thought, you know what? I don't, doesn't have a point in my life right now. Let's see. Ranashi says, I love your energy, Yogi. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I gotta say, I get a lot of energy from you guys. Eric LaPointe has connected to Ranashri. You know what? I thought I was connected, but I wasn't. I am now. Signature's here. Signature, my friend, how are you? Skid says, hi to Ranashri and to Milka. Good to meet you both. Skid, so you haven't met Milka before? Milka says, sucks even more because I was up at 6. Are they going to pay for a room for you? Signature says, greeting my friends and thumbs up. I appreciate that thumbs up. Signature says, hey to Vamps. Hey, Milka, do me a favor, please, and subscribe to Skits. For one, he's a great guy, very creative. And two, we are shooting for 50 subscribers so he can do a live stream. Eric Point says, now what do you do, Milka, sleep at the airport? What sucks is it's probably, what, a 2-hour flight from, maybe less, from North Carolina to Maryland. Seki OK says, what's your favorite spell? It's a good question. You know, there's a practice in Hawaiian shamanism of relaxing with the breath, being outside, connecting with nature, hand on your heart, and in 8 words, ask for what you want, ask for what you wish for, but examining your wish and surrendering the results up to God. It's always better to have a broad wish. So that's actually pretty cool. And I've worked with that before. But I think we could call it a spell. My favorite spell is saying thank you and having all the things in the universe revealed to me that I am thankful for. And it never fails. If I do a form of self-inquiry and I ask myself, what am I grateful for? It's like the universe lines up show me one thing after another to be grateful for. Signature says hi to Mocha. And Mocha says hi there, lovely Goldie. I mean Bamps. Signature says hi, my friend Eric Lapointe. Eric Lapointe says, good question, never thought of that. Eric Lapointe had fallen under the spell of 1,000 reps. His favorite spell is just one more. Please, God, please, universe, just one more. And he got him. It's good says, no, I haven't met Mocha before. I subbed though. Some might say that Mocha is my better half. Some others might say, and I'm not saying which side is more intelligent, some others might say that I am Mocha's better half. I'll let you guys decide. Brian says, hello to Mocha. Signature says, hi to Sankey, okay? Let's see, Mocha says they want to put me on like 4 different planes today, so I opted for tomorrow. Have a hotel room. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do 4 different planes like that. Man, one's enough. Especially, they would probably fly you past Baltimore. I had that happen before, where might have been with you for something, where I flew to, maybe it was when we were flying to Florida, and coming back, they flew us to New Jersey, and there was a short wait, and then we went to Baltimore. So we flew past Baltimore to New Jersey, got another plane, and then flew to Baltimore. Manish says, I need to show more gratitude, Yogi. It is an amazing practice. And it is a practice until it isn't. We'll talk about that in 1 second. Vamp says, so Saturday evening, I start my travels. I'll be on the first bus for 12 hours. Praise God, it's a nighttime ride. And after 3 layovers, 3-hour layover, on the second bus for another 6 hours. Give or take, depending on the state of the road. I hope it is smooth traveling all the way. How are the buses in Transylvania? So, hey, my prayers started a while back for this, Goldie, and they will continue for the entirety of your voyage. My heart goes with you, my friend. Austin says, hi everyone in the chat. Mocha says, only one C in Mocha, Sir Brian. Brian says, okay, Mocha, wasn't sure how my phone wanted me to spell it. Manishi says, hi to Austin. If anyone who's not subscribed to Austin, he's stated the goal. He definitely wants to get monetized. He's over 500 subs, so on the road to 1K, as well as getting some watch hours, as well as our friend Skits. We're shooting for 50 subs to start, because I honestly believe once Skits starts putting out his creativity on his channel, all bets are off. It's gonna explode. Mocha says, your phone lies to you? I don't believe Brian's phone would ever lie to him. Signature says, hi to Manishri. So speaking of positive stuff, our friend Signature has one of the most positive and beautiful channels on all of YouTube. He will take you on a tour of his area or places that he's visiting, and he is always so open and friendly to everyone he comes in contact with. You really feel like you're taking a walk with a friend. So he says, let's support each other, and I agree 100%, guys. If you can support Signature, he had to restart his channel. He lost his first channel, so he's in the process of rebuilding. If you can help him out, you won't regret it, because again, it's beautiful stuff. Brian says hello to Signature. Mocha says, I'm 100% just me. No Eric parts, pieces, or bits compromise my being. That's what she thinks. She doesn't know the things that I've hooked up to her behind her back. Tandra says, Eric, hey. Tandra, how are you? Sorry, I did not see you come in. Let's see. Reneshri says, yeah, I don't like flying too. Wish I could teleport. Hey, eventually, as our yoga powers grow, that's one of the cities through meditation, is when you reach those highest stages, teleportation. However, it all comes with a warning. Don't get immersed in all those little, what they call trivial gifts that are given through meditation, because they keep you from self-realization. They keep you from the goal of yoga. Scott says, oh, very nice to meet you, Mocha. I recently discovered Eric through a friend on YouTube, and Eric is a wonderful person. Please keep saying that to Mocha until she eventually believes it. Tanya says, hello, Yogi. Hope all is good with you. Thank you, my friend. I'm sorry that I missed you earlier coming in. The Signature says, hi, my friend Brian Lane. How are you doing? Mocha's going to go from North Carolina to Detroit, to JFK, and somewhere to BWI. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Especially because, like I said, it's probably under a 2-hour flight. Benishi says hi to Tandra, and all the best with your travels. Do you already have a, did they book you for a flight for tomorrow? So I'm going to go past the highs. Let's see. Mocha says, yes, Eric is a wonderful person, but don't tell him that. It'll go to his head. The thing is, she's actually talking about Eric Lapointe. She's not talking about me at all. Let's see. Mocha says, Steve Austin. Not Steve Austin. Austin Garrett. Although, hey, we could call Austin Garrett the $6 million man. I'm sure he is worth $6 million and more. Let's see. Angel Dust is here. Says, hi, Miss Mocha. 4 stars. For those who might not know, this is Flower. Hey, Flower. If you go all the way up to the top of the conversation, Ash was in, and she wants you to connect with her on Discord. She left her Discord handle, number. Ram says, I believe the first one will be a tourist bus, but the second one might be a van. Well, at least the tourist bus, the longest one, you'll have some comfort. It'll have a bathroom on it, right? Brian says he's good. How about you, the signature? Let's see. Ronald Street says Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now we're getting into the Austins. Might be the best of all the Austins. Well, of course, our Austin is the best, but I'm talking about the outside of this channel Austins. Flower says meant to come in earlier, but hi. Well, welcome. I saw you supporting Eric. I saw you supporting Eric Lapointe. Nice job. Ramp says hi, lovely angel dust. And Angel Dust says hi to Miss Goldie. Eric Point says, hey, Flower. Austin says, I've been called Steve Austin. One of the highest compliments. V. Majors, the fall guy, the $6 million man. I don't remember his name in the Big Valley. It's where he got his start. And Goldie's here. Welcome with Goldie. Says hi there again, lovely people. And hi there again, lovely Goldie. Pancake, my friend, how are you? Didn't see you come in. Mocha says, hi, little ray of sunshine. Who is Angel Dust? Vamp says, and the best part of it, I do have motion sickness. They have over-the-counter stuff you can take for that, right? Mocha says, hi, little ray of sunshine. Who is Angel Dust? She is. Ministry says, yes, cities. A lot of people take out meditation just to achieve those. And I wasn't far off of that. I started taking meditation, took up meditation because I wanted to mainly improve my self-worth through material possessions. I wanted things to be better. But it didn't take long until I started seeing all the deeper aspects of my practice. Also says, Angel, are you subbed to my channel? So Flower, there's a couple people you might want to, if you have the time, that you might want to subscribe to. Our friend Skits up top, but you might already be subscribed to Skits. And our friend Austin. Pancake says, much love, brother. Much love to you, my friend. Appreciate you coming by. Flower says, I don't mind Angel Dust. He's a character from a show. Austin, how are you doing today, Vamps? And Mocha says, I know, that's why I called her Little Ray of Sunshine. Angel Dust is not, but I bet you she'll take care of that. And Vamp says she's finished up work. And how are you, Austin? We got a heart from Flower. Mocha says, getting up insanely early for tomorrow's flight. Again, hopefully because you were up so early this morning, you'll be able to get some sleep earlier. It'll help you fall asleep. Point says, hey to Pancake. As I mentioned, I will be getting pancakes next week. Probably. How far behind am I? Flower says, sorry, I don't have Discord. I thought you did. And it is 12:38 for Flower, so she should go to bed. You have to go tomorrow. Definitely go to bed. Mocha says, getting up stupid early for tomorrow's flight. What time's your flight? Get some thumbs up from Eric LaPointe. Tandra says hi to Goldie. Signature gives us some emojis. Please make sure we spend some time with Signature as well. Hey, our friend Optimob is yesterday, he only had 233 watch hours left to hit 4,000, fully monetized. Mocha says we can make him better than before, better, stronger, faster, and then we get the theme song that you're not going to hear from me, guys. Renishi says, hi, Signature. I subscribed to your channel now, friend. Thank you, Renishi, sorry. Goldie says, yes, I'll have to buy some. Hey, Sue, how are you? How's your Labor Day? Renishi says, which type of yoga do you practice, Yogi? That's an interesting question. As far as the asanas, I do different kinds. That Savyana was basically what I'm partial towards, but now I make it fit me. What I consider myself is a yoga practitioner of Raja Yoga, the full 8 limbs of yoga. I practice the ethical restraints, the personal observances, pranayama as a regular practice 3 times a day or more. And the type that I teach is basically pranayama as well as meditation. I do have 200-hour certification for the yoga asanas. I mainly did that to help my own practice, and because I love that they touched upon a lot of the philosophy and psychology of yoga. So now I don't do a super, about a year ago, I was doing 90-minute sessions of the yoga asanas once a day and maybe another hour later in the day. But now I got about a 30-minute session in the morning, early, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I have a very brief 10-minute session after I work out. Just enough. Mocha says, no theme song, the bionic sound effect. I will not make that noise either. Well, Mocha has to get up around 2:30ish. That is early. Hey, we will get up around the same time. Cameron, my friend, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm sorry I didn't see you come in. Also says he's doing good. Thanks for asking. So we were talking about nature shorts up above and some of my favorite nature shorts. Just one Sue. She says, it's a nice calm day here today. How's the day going, Yogi? It is going well. It's really calm early this morning when I got out for my first walk. Second walk, a lot of people are out. Labor Day, a lot of people are off work. And Mocha says, so yeah, as soon as they have a room ready for me, I'll have a snack and go on nights. So I will probably wrap things up in just a few minutes. I actually didn't expect, what did we have, 12 people hanging out? 15 likes. I didn't really expect many people to come by, being a holiday here in the US. So it just goes to say, just goes to show, you never know what's going to happen. I'll be back in 2.5 hours or so. Let's see. We get a, what do you do? This is it, my friend. I do yoga, I meditate, I write, and I talk on Facebook, or what is this called? I talk on YouTube. Sue says, I posted a happy Labor Day from your Yogi Squirrel video earlier. Well, thank you. I will be checking that stuff out in just a few minutes. My Yogi Squirrel was, yours are always so quiet. Mine was so vocal. And looked me right in the eye and started yelling at me for no apparent reason. I'd just come outside. I hadn't even done anything yet. I am in the United States on the East Coast in the state of Maryland. Flower says, why did you flip your camera? I didn't realize I did flip my camera. Is it different than before? Probably because I hit something by mistake. Any technical, anything that seems like a technical advance or the opposite of an advance is because I hit a button by mistake. I will see if I can fix that for next time. I didn't even realize it was flipped until you said that. It is flipped, right? The better question is, how come you're not asleep yet? So before I go, Angel says, yeah, you are mirrored. Perhaps I am stuck in the mirror world, the mirror verse. That could be. One more time before I go. Congratulations to Eric Lapointe. 1,000 burpees. Flower says, I don't want to. Man, that's my favorite part of the day, is when I get to go to sleep. Eric Point says, thanks, and another great live. Sue says, unless there's a threat around, these squirrels are pretty quiet. This squirrel was making a noise when it came outside. It was right in front of my house. It was making a noise, and then it decided to look right in my eyes and yell at me. Like he wanted me to share his outrage. Could have been political, you know? Sue says, well, Flower says bye. She's not really saying bye. She's going to sneak back in, and she did. Sue says, well, Eric, you did it. Gives him a trophy. Well-deserved trophy. Angel Death says, Flower says, I'm going to get you with cheese later. I have no doubt that that is your intent. I'm always watchful. Our friend Flower is a cheese ninja. And that's the worst, that's the most deadly of all ninjas. Sue says, oh no. Eric Point says, thanks, Sue. Garrett says, Austin says, y'all have a great day. Austin, you too. All right, guys. It's going to wrap it up. I'm going to see if I can fix my phone. I'm going to see everyone later. I'll be back. And like, I think 3 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. The regular time. Flower says, you know I'm still going to be watching you later after the live, right? No doubt. No doubt. Goldie says, thank you for the lovely live and chat. Thank you, Goldie, for help making it lovely and live. And Flower says bye. Guys, take care.